Have you ever felt like caring for the planet feels heavier than your heart can hold? You're not alone. Eco-anxiety and burnout are real. But here's the good news. Living sustainably doesn't have to feel heavy or overwhelming. In fact, it can actually bring more balance, peace, and even joy into your life. Today, we're exploring how mindfulness can help you stay eco-conscious without burning out. Because the truth is, caring deeply about the planet can stir up a lot of emotions: passion, hope, even frustration. But the good news? There is a way to stay grounded, energized, and inspired without carrying the weight of the world alone. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. For example, I'll be honest, as many of you know, I'm a one-person team working hard to spread the eco-wellness journey's message that our health depends on the planet's health, and vice versa. I wear a lot of hats, which can definitely feel daunting sometimes. So I really must practice what I preach. Self-care is key to keeping this going. That's why I take mindful pauses to recharge, refocus, and keep showing up for this mission. And the beauty of the EWJ mission? It's not just my journey. It's one you can be part of too. Subscribing, liking, or sharing is a simple yet powerful step you can take to protect the planet and your health, helping to spread the ripple effect even further. Now let's talk about more ways you can create an eco-conscious lifestyle that protects both the planet and your peace of mind. Let's start by talking about something many eco-conscious people feel but rarely say out loud: eco-anxiety and sustainability burnout. Eco-anxiety is that deep, sometimes heavy feeling, the chronic worry about climate change and the future of our planet. It's that moment when you read a headline about deforestation or rising sea levels and feel your heart sink. You care deeply, but sometimes that care feels like a weight you can't shake. Then there's sustainability burnout. Maybe you've felt it. The emotional fatigue that creeps in when you're doing all the right things: recycling, reducing waste, supporting eco-causes. But it feels like you're barely making a dent. It can leave you feeling drained, hopeless, or even disconnected. But here's the truth. You're not alone in feeling this way. So many of us who care deeply about the earth experience these emotions. And it's okay. It means your heart is in the right place. But caring for the planet shouldn't come at the cost of your well-being. Think of it like this. Trees don't stand tall year-round without rest. They shed their leaves, slow down in winter, and then bloom again. We need that same cycle of rest and renewal. Sustainability isn't just about protecting the earth. It's also about sustaining yourself so you can show up day after day with energy and hope. In a world full of urgent calls to action, it's easy to forget this. You can care deeply and still protect your peace. In fact, it's essential. Here's something you might not hear often. Sustainability isn't just about what you do. It's about how you do it. Mindfulness is the key that helps us move from frantic eco-urgency to thoughtful, sustainable action. It's not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about making choices consciously and intentionally with compassion for both the planet and yourself. When we act from a place of urgency and fear, sustainability can feel like an endless to-do list. But when we act mindfully, it becomes a rhythm, a flow that feels natural and restorative. Mindfulness invites us to slow down and notice the ripple effects of our choices. It transforms small actions into meaningful ones, turning a simple walk in the park into a moment of connection with nature, or choosing a reusable bag into an act of quiet advocacy. Sustainability burnout happens when we forget we're part of nature, not separate from it. Mindfulness brings us back into that symbiotic flow where protecting the earth feels less like a duty and more like a natural extension of caring for ourselves. And here's the most beautiful part. When you nurture your well-being, you're better equipped to care for the world around you. Mindfulness strengthens resilience. It fosters hope. And it reminds us that change, real, lasting change, starts within. So how do we weave mindfulness into our sustainability efforts? That's exactly what we're about to explore. Sustainability is a lifelong journey, not a sprint. And like any journey, it's all about pacing yourself so you can keep going with purpose and energy, not burnout. Here are some mindful sustainability tips designed to help you live in alignment with the planet without running on empty. Start small, think big. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Small, consistent actions can lead to significant ripple effects. Start with one simple habit, like bringing reusable shopping bags, switching to an eco-friendly water bottle, or cutting down on food waste. Each choice, no matter how small, matters. Balance awareness with well-being. Staying aware of what's happening in the world is powerful. It fuels action, advocacy, and meaningful change. But constantly absorbing heavy news can quietly drain your energy and chip away at your motivation. That's why it's important to create intentional pauses. Schedule news-free days or set gentle time limits when scrolling through current events, especially when the headlines feel overwhelming. Because stepping back to recharge isn't stepping away from the cause, it's strengthening your ability to show up long-term with clarity, passion, and purpose. Infuse joy into your eco-habits. Sustainability thrives when it's rooted in joy. Find eco-friendly activities you love, like cooking a plant-based meal, tending a garden, or going for nature walks. If you enjoy the process, you'll stick with it longer. Joy fuels commitment And here's something I've been thinking about recently. Whenever I go for a walk, whether it's on a forest trail or just down the sidewalk, I can't help but pick up trash when I see it. I've been doing this for a while now, but here's the thing. I have really small hands, so I can only carry so much before I have to stop. But as I was working on this video, it hit me. Why not just bring a small reusable bag with me next time? That way I can pick up more without awkwardly juggling trash until I find a bin. Simple fix, right? It's actually kind of funny because this idea mirrors an element from my eco-fiction novel, Coraline, Planetary Symbiosis, a story I wrote back in 2010, though I didn't publish it on Amazon until 2019. In the book, the people of Coraline always bring mesh bags when snorkeling the coral reefs, so they can pick up trash they find on the reef as they snorkel, helping protect the ecosystem they're enjoying. It's a small act, but it reflects a bigger truth. Caring for the earth doesn't have to be complicated. It's these kinds of mindful shifts, rooted in care and simplicity, that make sustainability feel less like a chore and more like a natural part of life. Practice nature-based gratitude. Gratitude has a grounding effect. Spend time outside and notice the fresh air, the trees, the buzzing bees. When we focus on what nature gives us, our efforts to protect it become more heartfelt and less like a chore. Even a few mindful minutes outdoors can rekindle that sense of connection. Join like-minded communities. Caring for the planet doesn't have to be a solo mission. Find your people. Join local eco-groups, online communities, or even a neighborhood cleanup. Being part of something bigger reduces feelings of helplessness and creates momentum. And let's think about this for a minute. Isn't change more powerful when it's a collective effort? Remember, sustainability isn't about doing everything. It's about doing what you can, consistently, with care. When you align your eco-choices with mindfulness and joy, you're far more likely to stick with them and avoid the burnout that stops so many passionate people in their tracks. Recognize and manage eco-anxiety. Let's talk about something that's become more common than we might realize. Eco-anxiety. It's that heavy feeling in your chest when you read about rising sea levels, or when you wonder if your small efforts really make a difference. If you've ever felt anxious, helpless, or even guilty about the state of the planet, you're not alone. In fact, eco-anxiety is a completely natural response to a very real problem. It means you care. It means you're conscious of what's happening in the world. But here's the thing. Caring shouldn't paralyze you. It should empower you. Self-check-in. Are you carrying too much? Start by tuning in. Ask yourself, how am I feeling today? Energized or drained? Hopeful or heavy? Eco-anxiety often builds silently, piling up until it feels overwhelming. But when you check in regularly, you can notice the tension before it tips you into burnout. Reframe guilt into gratitude. Guilt is heavy. Gratitude is light. And when it comes to sustainability, the shift is simple but profound. Instead of focusing on what you're not doing, celebrate what you are doing. Every reusable bag, every bike ride, every mindful purchase, it all counts. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Turn anxiety into action in small, sustainable ways. Eco-anxiety thrives in helplessness, but action, no matter how small, breaks that cycle. Volunteer for a local cleanup. Start a compost bin. Share sustainability tips with friends. Even something as simple as supporting eco-conscious content creators, makes a difference. Small acts of care ripple outward. Lean into nature as therapy. Remember, healthy people equals a healthy planet, and a healthy planet means healthy people. It's not just about protecting nature. It's also about protecting ourselves. When we think and act sustainably, nurturing nature, nature sustains us. It's a cycle of care, connection, and renewal. And the best part? Nature's healing power is always available to us, whether it's a mindful walk in the woods, listening to ocean waves, or simply feeling the breeze on your face. The more we care for nature, the more it can care for us. Remember, you're part of a global community. Eco-anxiety can make you feel isolated, like you're carrying this burden alone. But you're not. Millions of people all over the world are taking steps to heal the planet right now. You're part of something bigger, something hopeful, and that's powerful. Eco-anxiety isn't something to fix. It's something to understand, manage, and transform. It's a reminder of your deep care, your connection, and your compassion. But like the earth itself, you need balance too. Here's the truth. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders to make a difference. You're not alone. Every mindful action adds to a growing movement of people working toward a healthier planet. Besides, sustainability isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up again and again in ways that align with your heart, your health, and the planet's well-being. Eco-conscious living isn't meant to drain you. It's meant to inspire you. It's about tuning in to the Earth's rhythm while honoring your own. And when you weave in mindfulness, you create a balance that sustains both your energy and your impact. Healthy people equals healthy planet. Healthy planet equals healthy people. That's the heart of eco-wellness journeys. It's a partnership, a flow, a deep-rooted connection. When we nurture nature, nature nurtures us right back. So what's your next mindful step? Maybe it's taking a pause when eco-anxiety creeps in. Maybe it's finding one small habit that brings more sustainability into your day. Or maybe it's sharing this message. Because when we grow this community, we grow our collective impact. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who could use a little more hope and a little less overwhelm. Together, we're creating ripples that can turn into waves.